and Shayla. Y'all, I hate this so much. Now, Anthony was wrong, but Anthony has always stood on, you know, the house would belong to Kai. The house would belong to Kai. The house would belong to Kai. Shayla is thinking like Amber does a lot of time now, out of pure emotion. Because if the house will ultimately, if Anthony wins the divorce, be Kai's, then maybe put something in place where, you know, you see on paper that Kai is the next name on the deed or something like that. But to threaten, amen, but to actually threaten to say the words, you will never see your son again, that's low. That is low. Yeah, he make poor decisions. We know that. Little ankles make poor decisions. That's who little ankle is. Amen. Little ankle makes terrible, horrible decisions. But to threaten this man, you'll never see your child again? Oh, baby, let's play. Because one thing gonna happen. If you go to court, first of all, they gonna set up a schedule. They gonna do 20%. And that's 20% of the assets that he not hiding. Amen. Now that's to be announced once Darren get involved. But 20%, in most cases, I think, you don't have a job. Podcast, I don't think Wayne even made them fill out no W-2s, you know, and maybe he will in the future because I think they say in personal life he have them fill out a W-2, amen. But anyway, you ain't had no real job since you been in Skipland, but the 1 week you work with Libby when you was pregnant. So how you gonna take care of the child? You can't say, I'm gonna use Amon money is your income. That's what you gonna say? Amon is your income? You ain't filed a nary tax. Sorry about that. I had a brief interruption. But Anthony hasn't really done anything major at this point that we know to show he was an unfit father. So I don't understand how Shayla feel like she has a leg to stand on with this. Even if she went to court and said, okay, he made his new family room. It's a boys' room where both boys played in, where, you know, all you got to do is throw a mattress on the side or throw a bunk bed in there, and then it's for 2 kids. And I think Denisha is going to be that person or that voice to express that to Anthony. To say, hey, Anthony, you don't have to put up with Shayla mess. You don't have to watch her threaten you with that. Because I'm telling you, he finna bring up the weed thing. And if he bring up the weed thing, they gonna make her take tests to make sure she not on it or whatever. If they even have people come in to say how much Shayla have a baby, that's gonna be a misunderstanding. Then y'all have to realize the wild cards out there. Wild card being, again, can she really take care of Kai without Iman's help? That's the other issue. Because from the way things look, Iman done told her to lose his number. So, this thing finna get ugly, y'all. I don't know what type of power she thinks she got. But see, and that's the problem when you don't go to court and get a court notice when you're dealing with child support. And anybody who's ever been on child support know it ain't that easy. You don't make up your own rules. But you do have parents out there who they don't want to, or biological parents, they don't want to go through all that paperwork stuff. So they just come up with a plan on their own, which that's what they've done. And I really don't think, this make me wonder about the whole court thing when they did the name change. Did they just do the name change and didn't? I don't understand now they child support thing, because I don't see how he went to got the name changed to Kai Dalton, first of all. And he went through all that rigmarole. But they didn't come up with some kind of schedule. Because normally they tell you every other weekend. So not every other night, not whenever you don't feel like babysitting. It's every other weekend. So that's one misunderstanding right there. So, y'all, this about to get interesting. But your girl might not have a leg to stand on. She might. And like I say, there are still some of us that think that Kai might not be his biological child. He see if you know. We're going to keep watching as well as praying. But if it is his biological child and it's finally settled once and for all, then Shayla finna get a rude awakening about how this child support game really work. You just can't make up your rules, and you just can't be mama when you want to be mama, or be daddy when you want to be daddy. It's a lot more to it. I'm gonna read some of the comments, and then I'm gonna get back with y'all. Look like something else might have just dropped. Hold on, y'all. It's been a heck of a morning. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Kanisha. Hey, Deborah Hightower. Okay, it's time for Anthony to go to court. Yep, and set up a scheduled visitation. Yep, and play the game. Cut off all funds to Shayla. Yeah, and that's the number one thing. If you say he can't see his son, or you trying to make him be unfit, this is where Shayla delusion kick in. If you try to make him an unfit father, this man, we want to say worth a couple million, maybe more, got a job. He got the power. You ain't got the power, sweetie. Like, for real, for real. You ain't got a leg to stand on. He can give Kai a home. Even though he going through a divorce, yeah, that might not be favorable at this time, but you don't have a job. Anthony starts to listen to his new female. She go deal. Denisha go give her the game. Hey, Diamond Vanessa. What you think she's talking about in words? Things she's seen and know. I don't know what she talking about she's seen and know. Because I ain't seen nothing that no more than he done seen and know about her. She literally essayed him the way Kai got here. So the custody battle could be even dirtier than the marriage thing. Hey, artists. And I think that, what I was trying to say, I think that Amber gonna have to tell the truth. Amber can't lie on the oath. She can. She can lie by omission. We know that. She can lie by omission for sure. But, yeah, I just don't see it. Yeah, she made the wrong move. Child support will not be as much as she be getting. No. Child support gonna be lower. Girl, child, please. Kenny Cox, she don't know anything about him because she was never in his business. Yep. The only thing is their affair, which the courts do not care about. They don't. They might care about that you essayed them. Shayla thought Kyle was going to be her cash cow to Anthony. Yep. I agree with you. He does need to listen. Yep. Bethany skit. The Bethany skits. I'm sick of Bethany and I'm hollering. I really am. I'm so sick of Bethany and hollering. I'm done. Hi, Tony Dale Couture. Funds need to cease immediately. Baby, immediately. Because y'all know Iman not around. Amen. It's the 15th. I'm sure some bills do. Podcast ain't paying yet. Podcast ain't paying. And do Honeypot even still live there? So where you gonna get some money from? Angelina? And Angelina money finna get low because of Josie. Amen. It's finna be a misunderstanding. Eva Cox, that threw me off again when she said that. But, hold on. But then again, she always ear hustling, hiding around corners to hear what he was saying about Amber. She may have overheard something. Yes, Riri, Denisha will be insisting to cut off funds. Yep. And she should. Yep. Riri, there is a cap on the child support in Georgia. Oh, that's gonna hurt her. I'm sick of Bethany, Hollywood, and Brody family. It the same. Hello, LA Wallace Pratt 92. The same. If you haven't already, please click like, and subscribe. Anthony's gonna stop paying $15,000. I hope he ain't still paying $15,000. Yeah. Yeah, funds need to stop immediately. Cause y'all forget, her other cash cow not there no more. Amon not around no more. Amon don't even want to talk. Amon told her lose his number. He said lose my number. But y'all, I just had to come here and jump in and say something about that, cause that child skitland is skidding. But I can't wait for Dominic to get home and face Mike. Y'all think she gonna keep the secret and play it out? Did Darren make it home? 19 watch, please support. Thank you so much, Tina. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all.